Welcome to The Source, where we combine the headlines with in-depth conversations with the newsmakers themselves. I'm Pinky Webb. Today on the program, the Commission on Elections defends its controversial Operation Baklas, even as it remains open to reviewing campaign rules. Poll watchdog NAMFREL calls on Malacañang to disclose the names being considered for the 3 vacancies at the Comelec. With the ruling party not endorsing any presidential candidate yet, where are the PDP-Laban candidates now? Senatorial candidate Greco Belgica joins us live. The Commission on Elections says it has yet to receive any formal written complaint from candidates or even homeowners who say they have been wronged in the conduct of Operation Baklas. Law groups and camps of several national candidates decried the takedown of the campaign materials, even if these are funded by supporters and posted on private property. Jimenez insists property owners allowed Comelec officials to tear down these campaign materials.
No cases have been filed so far. Yung cases naman na potentially mafa-file natin against illegally posted materials, syempre may notice requirement pa tayo dyan. Doon sa mga binaklas natin last week, abatement lang po yun. Tinatanggal lang natin yung bawal. Naintindihan po namin. As of now po, base dun sa aming interpretasyon ng batas at ng Supreme Court jurisprudence, pwede nating i-regulate pagdating sa private property yung sukat lamang, hindi yung paglalagay or yung dami ng ilalagay.
Poll watchdog National Citizens Movement for Free Elections, or NAMFREL, joins calls for Malacañang to disclose the list of names being considered for the 3 vacancies at the Commission on Elections. President Rodrigo Duterte has yet to appoint 2 new commissioners and a new poll chairman more than 2 weeks since Comelec officials retired.
To all of the contents of the list, but that's why we are requesting the president to make it private, to make the appointments process open and transparent. This would ensure that whoever he appoints is really independent and upholds the task at hand in making decisions during this election period.
Here's a look at today's campaign trail. Labor leader Leody de Guzman is in Cebu to meet with Cebu gubernatorial candidate Ace Durano at his headquarters in Mandaue City. Senator Panfilo Lacson is in Laguna to hold a town hall, visit public markets, and a tour of the UP Los Baños Biotech. Manila Mayor Isko Moreno is in General Santos City to meet with business and civic organization leaders to hold a town hall and visit a fish port. Senator Manny Pacquiao is in Pateros to hold a motorcade and a community forum with fire victims and aid beneficiaries. Vice President Leni Robredo will hold multi-sectoral rallies in the cities of Iligan and Cagayan de Oro, where she will also meet with volunteers, bishops, and the clergy. We have yet to receive any scheduled activities from the camp of presidential candidate Bongbong Marcos. After losing the senatorial elections in 2013 and 2016, this former Manila City Councilor and Presidential Anti-Corruption Commission chief is running again for a Senate seat. Also, where are his allies in the ruling party PDP-Laban now? Let's go straight to the source of the story. We have senatorial candidate Greco Belgica. Mr. Belgica, welcome to the source. Thank you so much for your time.
Hi, Ma'am Pinky, and good morning to everyone. Marhay na aga po sa Indogabos from Bicol.
Let's go back to last year. Your party, yung pong PDDS, forged an alliance with the PDP-Laban Kusi wing. Senator Bongo was initially your presidential bet. Of course, we know he withdrew. Who is the PDP-Laban Kusi wing / PDDS endorsing now?
Wala pa po at nag-aantay pa po kami sa sasabihin ng Pangulong Duterte.
Pero magkasama pa rin po ang PDP-Laban Kusi at PDDS.
Definitely po, we are still together and our party is still intact. And so we've been going around with our party. Gaya po ngayon, nasa Bicol ako. I'll be meeting with the officials here, the NGOs, and mga tao pong tinulungan namin. Also, we'll be just had a conference with the media. So, ganun pa rin po. We're all together and campaigning for the senatorial seat. And of course, meron po kami vice presidential candidate, si Ma'am Sara, and is just waiting for the final or the endorsing of the president, President Duterte for president.
Mr. Bellica, are you expecting President Rodrigo Duterte to endorse a presidential candidate?
Yes, it is possible that we're still waiting because the party is vetting po from our from our candidates, leaders all over the Philippines, and we're endorsing names to the president based on our yung criteria, yung loyalty to the country and adherence to the programs of the president after he finishes. Then we'll be submitting or resubmitting 3 names to the president so that he can choose one. So nag-aantay po kami kung sino. And we will be doing it again kasi hindi pa po siya pumipili.
Let me clarify that. You will submit 3 names to President Duterte. Ano po?
Tama po. Nag-submit na kami initially pero he didn't call out anyone noong February 8 simula na national campaign. So we will be conducting another vetting from our officials and our leaders para po ibigay sa kanya ang rekomendasyon ng partido at makapili po ang Pangulo. At kung sino na kanyang piliin, yun po ay aming susuportahan 100%.
And who are these 3 candidates?
Hindi ko muna sabihin dahil po we're giving the president a free hand to choose.
But knowing that you already submitted 3 candidates and the president has not chosen any one of them, does this tell you something? He may not have been happy possibly with the 3 candidates, or he's just still unsure. What is the feedback you're getting?
He's still thinking and he's still choosing po. Kami naman po ay nagre-recommenda lang, but the president ultimately will be the one to choose.
But siguro ang tanong, sigurado ho ba kayo na merong i-endorse si Pangulong Duterte?
Definitely mag-i-endorse yan. Pero of course, it's not 100% sure, but 99% the president will definitely endorse somebody.
So while the president is still not endorsing a presidential candidate, what happens to the preferences of the members of the PDP-Laban Kusi wing / PDDS? Ano ho ba kayo? Wait and see muna? Or are you allowed, are members allowed to endorse your particular presidential candidates already?
Mas marami po nag-aantay. Some are already endorsing their own candidates. However, mas marami po sa amin ang nag-aantay talaga dahil kinikilala namin ng Pangulo na siyang aming leader at ang kanya pong advocacy at mga sinimula ng amin naman po ipagpapatuloy doon sa Senado at this point. And yun po ang aming inaantay na kung sino man ang i-endorse niya para Pangulo ay ipagpapatuloy din. We'll have that same commitment to continue what the President started.
Sabihin po natin walang i-endorse si Pangulo. What will happen?
Well, wala po. And I guess if the President tells us na, okay, you choose, then we will be free to choose. And kung wala naman po sabihin, then I can't speak for everyone, but then probably a lot will choose for themselves.
Opo. Because when we go back to what happened in the recent days, you have the Mayor Rodrigo Roa Duterte National Executive Committee already throwing their support to Mayor Isko Moreno, hindi ho ba? And ang sinasabi nga nila itong MRRD NECC, ito yung mga original supporters ni Mayor Duterte when he ran for president. In fact, your senatorial candidate, I believe, si former Secretary John Castreciones, already pledged his support to Mayor Isko. So tama ho ba yun na pinapayagan na rin po yung mga iba? Nagkakaroon ho na ba ng medyo kanya-kanya na rin ng pag-endorso ng presidential candidate?
Well, normal po yan at marami po na nangyari dyan. Pero MRRD and ECC is a completely independent group by themselves who volunteer to support the president. So, of course, silang gumagawa ng decision para po sa kanilang grupo, and we respect that po.
But John Castreciones is a senatorial candidate under the PDP-Laban PDDS, right?
Tama po.
At meron na po siyang pangulo. What about yourself? Do you have a preferred candidate?
Ako po ay tao ng Pangulo. Naniniwala ako sa Pangulo. At hanggang sa huli, akin pong susundin kung anong sasabihin ng ating Pangulo dahil if God allows that I serve as one of the Filipino senators, ang akin pong main advocacy will be to continue whatever the President has started, the fight against corruption, drugs, criminality, and to make the lives of our people more comfortable and better. Palalakasin po natin mga programang yan. So kung ano nasimulan ko po, yun po ang aking pagtatapusan.
Kahit na po sabihin natin meron kayong, for example, preferred candidate and the President endorses someone else, yun po ang inyong susundin.
Opo, dahil kami po ay isang partido at siya po ang aming kinikilalang pinuno at yan po ay kasama sa usapan at sa samahan na maging tapat sa aming usapan, sa aming pinuno at sa aming samahan.
Let's just go back to PDDS. Because this happened, ano nga po, as I mentioned during the start of the interview last year, the PDDS who ba, that party, why was it formed?
PDDS was formed in 2018 purposely to pursue the aspirations of the President and his advocacies even after his term finishes. And we're here now, and that's what we're pursuing. We've done our job, we did it well, and we want to further it and strengthen it. Kasi po marami, kunyari ako sa anti-corruption campaign na akin pong pinangunahan, nakita ko po ang hina at ng struktura at ng batas na atin laban sa korupsyon. Kaya ang hirap magpakulong ng korap at laganap ang korupsyon. So I will bring that to the Senate to strengthen the anti-corruption laws and structure so that yung ating mga kinakasuhan sigurado nakukulong at mas maging aktibo, hindi passive ang kampanya laban sa korupsyon. Dahil, sa dami ng problema ng Pilipinas ngayon, we need the money to help businesses grow, to help business open up. Healthcare system natin has to be funded. Education has to be funded. Infrastructure has to be funded. Bayaran ng utang. So we will stop corruption, bring it down to the barest minimum so that the money can be used for the programs that are needed.
And of course, you have the endorsement of President Rodrigo Duterte with regards to your run at the Senate. We're going to talk about the PDP-Laban again when we come back. Ano na ho nangyari? Nagkaroon ho ba kayo ng proclamation rally? And of course, your priorities at the Senate should you make it to the Magic 12. We will be taking a short break. This is The Source on CNN Philippines. Please stay tuned. You're watching The Source on CNN Philippines. I'm Pinky Webb. Our guest today, Senatorial candidate Greco Belgica. Sir, I just wanted to ask you, ano na ho ba nangyari sa PDP-Laban Pusi Wing? Kasi po, dati ang lalaki po ng inyong mga convention, namimili ho kayo ng inyong mga candidates. Did you even have a proclamation rally?
Wala pa ho. Meron kaming plano pero hindi pa ho natutuloy. Yan.
And so what happened to the group? As I mentioned a while ago, last year ho, parang napakalaking grupo nito. Sinasabi pa nga ruling PDP-Laban Pusi Wing. Sabi po yan ng iba. And yet now, there's really not much to parang read or even learn or find out about the activities of this party?
The party is still intact. Ang admin pong mga leadership sa local government are still with us. Yun lamang pong proclamation rally hindi natuloy dahil wala naman po kami presidente pa. Pero amin na pong pinagpaplanuhan yan sa PDDS at PDP. So right now we are going around. Sometimes we're together. Most of the times we are, going around in with our own schedules dahil siyempre kami naman po ay may kanya-kanya rin pong mga lakas sa teritoryo na inuuna po namin.
Opo. And you're part of your senatorial lineup. Who are they?
Si Robin Padilla, si Ray
Rodante
Langit,
Marcoleta.
Sal Panelo, si pa ba?
Marcoleta.
Astra Pimentel. Hindi ko na po maalala iba pero ito po, tama naman ata itong mga nasa pictures.
Right.
Mark Villar, of
nandiyan
course.
din po si...
Yeah.
Opo,
Opo.
si Rodante Marcoleta. Of course, Silvestre Bello hindi na po dyan kasama. I understand Senator Gringo Honasan is also part of your senatorial lineup, and Mark Villar, is that correct?
Correct po. Correct po lahat yung sinabi. Pagpatensya nyo na po, nalimutan ko, pero tama po yung mga sinabi.
Yeah, okay. So here's the thing, Mr. Bellica, no? Is the president actively campaigning for you guys? Because according to Secretary Carlo Nograles, it's not in his calendar daw po.
He will be. We have schedules prepared and requested him sana to be present or pwede rin through Zoom. So we're just waiting for doctor's clearance po sa kanya and we will initiate that po.
Doctor's clearance due to?
Siyempre ho, COVID, yung mga restrictions, iniingatan po namin ng ating Pangulo na hindi naman pumapahama.
Okay. Is there already a confirmed schedule for the president to join the campaign trail with the senatorial candidates?
Wala pa po, nag-aantay pa po kami at binigay na po namin ang schedules.
Would you say, sir, solid pa rin po yung inyong senatorial lineup?
Opo, solid naman po kami, magkakasama kami dahil isa naman ang aming pinagmulan at isa naman ang aming advokasya. Subalit, syempre yung iba ay meron na rin pong napiling kanila mga Pangulo. So we respect that po.
Opo. Personally, sir, kayo ho ba kahit papano, are you disappointed with the turn of events?
Hindi po. Wala po akong dapat ika-disappoint dahil I shouldn't even be here in the first place. I'm very thankful. And ganyan talaga ang buhay. Things happen and you just have to roll with the punches. Having served the Filipinos in this capacity is already a big blessing for me that I never expected to come into my life. And wherever God brings me and leads me, that's where I will go. So ngayon, nilalatag ko po ang aking sarili sa ating mga kababayan para ipagpatuloy ang advokasya na alam ko makakatulong sa ating mamayan, sa ating bayan para tayo po masaya. So, yan po yung labanan ng korupsyon and make sure to strengthen the anti-corruption laws.
And what will be your priorities? We'll be talking about that after the break. This is The Source on CNN Philippines. Please stay tuned. You're watching The Source on CNN Philippines. I'm Pinky Webb. Our guest today, senatorial candidate Greco Belgica. Mr. Belgica, I want to talk about the latest Pulse Asia survey. Looking at that, you were ranked from number 36 to 48. Frankly, medyo mababa po yun. How do you feel about that?
Well, of course, it's advertising. It's a popularity game. So, ganyan po talaga ang sitwasyon ngayon. Pero since we've been going around, dumadami po ang ating suporta. Ang suporta po ng local government are very strong, and I guess we are now be working on our media and media exposure dahil yung lakas po namin sa ibaba, yung suporta ng lakas namin sa ibaba, kailangan po naman ngayon aming trabahuin ang media and social media. So I'll be going on air more this week.
How about campaign funds? Is that a problem for you?
It's always a problem for every candidate, so we're just do what we have. And I'm thanking our supporters. Dahil ako naman po, pag nagpapasalamat po talaga ako dahil pagbaba ko po sa mga provinces, dumadagsa po ang mga supporters na, pinatutulog kami, organize para sa amin ng mga events. And all I have to do is really go there. So, yun po. And, that's where we are right now.
How do you plan to, I know that you're saying more interviews and introduction in social media, no? But how do you plan to introduce yourself more? Because let's face it, sir, if you had a solid party that goes around, sabihin po natin, yung talagang kung natuloy po sa yung nangyari last year, you would have been, you would have had a presidential candidate, a vice presidential candidate, and a senatorial lineup. Fine, you do have a senatorial lineup, but as you admitted a while ago, halos nagkakanya-kanya rin po kayo. That becomes a little bit of a disadvantage, hindi ho ba?
Opo, of course, mas mahirap ang kampanya pag mag-isa. So, but then, ultimately, ang mga taong pipili. So, pag umikot po kami, we tell them about, of course, responsibility namin to tell them about what we have done as yung kanilang naging isa sa matataas na opisyal at yung amin pong mga gagawin. So, if the Filipino wants a stronger fight against corruption, then I can do that for them.
And let's talk about that. Of course, you headed the PACC. Sabi niyo po kanina during the start of the interview, there needs to be some legislation. Let me ask you now, corruption is something that is very hard to solve. I know na when you headed the PACC, there are a number of officials na napatanggal, nakapag-file po kayo ng mga kaso. But can you tell me specifically, what kind of legislation, if elected, will you file, or what kind of legislation is needed to help us fight corruption? Ano ho ba kailangan pang batas natin dito sa bansa?
Similar to the ICAC of Hong Kong, the anti-corruption campaign has to have a law enforcement arm para po yan lumakas. So itatatag ko po ang National Anti-Corruption Council para ilagay ang struktura hanggang sa local government at barangay sa anti-corruption campaigns. At lalagyan ko po ito ng anti-corruption police para maging active and proactive ang kampanya natin laban sa korupsyon, hindi passive na investigative. That's the best that we have in the Philippines, investigation. And it's not enough. If you want to campaign, an active campaign like the drug war, merong PDEA, the crime war, merong police, the anti-terror war, merong sundalo. Ang anti-corruption war, kailangan din po merong anti-corruption police. Number 2, we have to strengthen our justice system, hire more judges, hire more prosecutors, build more courts, para hindi po natatambak ang mga kaso dahil kulang na kulang po ang ating mga judges, investigators, prosecutors. 24 lang sa ombudsman, 20 lang sa PACC ang abogado, 2,500 lang po ang mga judges, 110 million Filipinos po tayo and 2 million government employees. Number 2, we have to amend the bank secrecy law dahil tayo na lang po sa buong mundo naka-bank secrecy law at nagiging taguan po ito ng mga korap na opisyal ng kanilang mga yaman. Number 3, we have to amend the anti-wiretapping law that this should not apply to people involved in drugs, terrorism, and corruption. Also, we have to really strengthen the anti-corruption campaign and the justice system para nakukulong po yung mga corrupt na ating nasasampahan because yung mga pera pong nawawala sa gobyerno because of corruption, 20% daw po ang sabi ng ombudsman, ang exposed to corruption, nawawala sa corruption every year. That's 1 trillion for this year. If we will put up a stronger fight against corruption, may expose, mga kasuhan matatanggal, at makukulong ang mga nakakasuhan, kaya dami po ang pera natin para sa infrastructure, para po sa hospital, para po sa trabaho, mabigyan tulong ang negosyo nagsara. And that's what we will do po sa atin po, if God allows.
But you're looking at keeping the PACC, tama ho ba?
I'm looking at strengthening the PACC, probably putting it together with the ombudsman and working on RA 3019 para po palakasin ang Office of the Ombudsman maging mas aktibo, mas maraming tao, be present in all the local government units, all offices, and hanggang sa barangay. Dahil hanggang dyan po ang reklamo ng tao na natanggap ko when I was in the PACC. Problema, ang PACC at Ombudsman po ay nag-iisang opisina na nandun lang po sa Maynila and less present in the provinces and the barangay. So, similar to the drug war, ngayon meron tayong Dangerous Drugs Board, merong AD Board sa locality, merong ADAC sa konseho at merong BADAC. Kaya epektibo ang drug war at crime war. Similarly, we have to put the structures in the anti-corruption campaign hanggang sa barangay at local government. Meron mga anti-corruption councils na namamahala, nag-iimbestiga, nag-expose sa kaso at papakulong sa mga corrupt na government officials.
I want to zero in on what you said a while ago, that when it comes to corruption, walang police. That's why you want an anti-corruption police. I think that's what I heard you say, if I'm not mistaken. Exactly how does this work? And sige po, go ahead.
Law enforcement po kasi kailangan. Gaya mo sabi ko sa inyo, when the President said drug war, pinatutupad niya ng PDEA, effective, bumagsak ang droga. The President said crime war, andun ang police, pinatutupad ang crime war. Nung sinabi ng Pangulo, war on terror, nandun po ang sundalo, NTF-ELCAC, pinatutupad ang kampanya hanggang sa barangay. Ngayon, ang sabi natin, anti-corruption war, kailangan po natin ng mga struktura and ng anti-corruption police na solely dedicated to implement anti-corruption laws, anti-corruption campaigns, build up cases, arrest, entrap corrupt government officials, na ginagawa na po yan sa Hong Kong ng ICAC. Dito po, meron silang law enforcement arm. Kaya po dito sa Pilipinas, ako po, sabi ko, kailangan meron din, in my experience, meron din tayong anti-corruption police solely dedicated to implement anti-corruption law. Kasi ngayon, ako, nung I was in the PCC, I was using the NBI, I was using the police, pero ang dami-dami na po nilang trabaho eh. Parang general services po sila eh. Kaya hindi ko natututukan.
Mm-hmm. So you want a team or a department or a group within the PNP that is solely dedicated to this war against corruption.
No,
Hindi yung
it's going
kung
to be an
saan po kayo
anti-corruption
pumupunta.
police. Hindi po siya under PNP. Anti-corruption police po yan under the anti-corruption office. This can be the office of the Ombudsman or the National Anti-Corruption Council na akin po itatatag. Doon po, parang DILG, PNP, DDP, PDEA. So Anti-Corruption Council, tapos Anti-Corruption Police.
All right. So Senatorial candidate Greco Belgica, sir, thank you so much for your time.
Maraming salamat po. God bless the Philippines. God bless everyone. Thank you, Ma'am Pinky.
Good luck to you as well, sir. Thank you. Thank you for joining us here on The Source. I'm Pinky Webb. You're watching CNN Philippines.